All right. Take three. Let's try not to mess this up again. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Wednesday with ClwnHaus. I'm Cole, and today I thought it would be really cool to try something a little different. This is a trend that was kind of going around um, during, I think it was mainly during quarantine, but I didn't really hear of it until like a year ago. I don't think it was very popular either. There was a few YouTubers who did it, a few subreddit pages of the 3x3 of it kind of stands for a few things, things that kind of shaped you, um, growing up, or like just your favorite games, um, or I don't know. I kind of look at it as something that kind of defines your personality a little bit in a way. But I've been looking through this little Reddit page right here, just kind of seeing what everybody is posting about. And I watched a video a while back of it was probably a year ago that it released. PewDiePie saw this, and he went and he did his and talked about it. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a great idea. It was very difficult to go through and select 9 games. Like, it's easy to say, what your like top three, like what are your like favorite 3 games or just your favorite game, but picking 9 games was very difficult. It took me a while to be able to select all those. First one I got right here, Telltale's The Walking Dead. In my opinion, greatest game ever released. Oh, I love it so much. The story on this game was just so immersive, and this is probably the first game that I felt that I things that it didn't actually mattered, and I think that falls along with the thing that the fact that it had the butterfly effect in it, and that the choices you made and your actions, they have consequences, and they affect certain events, or they affect people feel around you. Um, and I think it's very crucial in this atmosphere, in this setting that this world was put in. If you haven't seen The Walking Dead TV show, one of the greatest shows of all time, my favorite show ever. It takes place in the same area, the same virus going on. It's got a few of the same characters coming in and out, and there is a lot of areas that they are connected in along the way in the story. This game to me never gets old. I've rewatched several people play this game. I've replayed it myself several times. I know there's a lot of games out there that did the whole multiple choices and multiple endings thing a lot better. But I feel like this game kind of started it out and really, you know, kind of showed what could go on in the future. Because there's games like like Detroit becomes human. When that came out, there's like so it's crazy how many different routes that you're able to take based off your choices. This one was a lot more linear, um, but it was really the first one that kind of took off with that idea. All right, next game on the list right here, we have Mortal Kombat 4. It was released on the PS1, I believe. I played it on the 64. Looking back now, not the greatest place to play a game like that. Um, but this is probably the first fighting game that I picked up, and it really spawned my love for that style of video games and for Mortal Kombat, the series itself. I've been playing since then. I've played every release since then. And this game kind of really started my competitive nature with video games. Um, Even though I lost all the time, I played this game with my older brother Gage, and he constantly, nonstop, beat me every time, and he still does. He's great at the game. I started playing this game when I was in like first, second grade time, so maybe I was like 6 or 7. Um, Probably not the best age for somebody to be playing this kind of game. I've talked about this a few times with my friends, and I think I find it interesting how growing up, gamers kind of pick up a fighting game, they're either introduced somehow or, you know, you just kind of go on a whim and pick up a fighting game, and you kind of just, it starts there and it keeps going, and you're kind of just play that one game. Like for me, it was Mortal Kombat. I don't really branch out much, play other fighting games. This has always been the one for me. Like Drew, he grew up playing Smash, and that's like the only fighting game he plays. Chris, I believe, was a Street Fighter player. I thought that was kind of interesting how everybody kind of picked up one and then only stuck with that one style or that one series. Game number 3 on the list is Banjo Kazooie, released on the 64. This was one of the first games I ever played. It was around the same time that I was playing Mortal Kombat. You know, I was like 6 or 7 years old. This game, oh my god, they did so many things right. I remember coming home after football practice and going into my brother's room immediately when I got home, sitting on the floor and watching him play in this game. And I would sit there for hours and just watch. Like I didn't care to play. It was just such an intriguing and immersive game to be in. Is this Nintendo? I can't ever remember if this is actually Nintendo or not. But you know, with all Nintendo games, or at least games in that area, you know, that family-friendly kind of genre, this game just makes you so happy. It just puts me in a good mood. You know, the soundtrack. Oh god, the soundtrack is amazing. This is a really nostalgic game for me personally. I feel like a lot of people actually missed the opportunity to play this, or I've never even heard of it really. I wouldn't say it's much of a hidden gem. But I feel like a lot of people just kind of skipped over it or missed the chance to play it. But it's a great game. I remember going back whenever they released the third one on the 360. They ported the first 2 games, and I got all 3 of them. And played through. It was just as good as playing them as a kid. A 64. It was amazing. 4th game on the list right here, we have Pokemon Leaf Green version. This was the first one that I actually picked up and played. At least for the mainline series. Like before that, I played, you know, Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Snap on the 64. This was really the one though that started my love for the Pokemon series, and this is, you know, it came out around the time that the anime was going, and they were all in line with each other. And I was an avid watcher of the anime. Still watch it today. Still play all the Pokemon games today. I feel like this is kind of a game that if you didn't start it whenever you were a kid, it's very hard to get into now. I think what was so compelling about this game and the series itself is that, you know, just the sense of adventure. You know, you started off and it tells you what to go or it tells you what to do and where to go, but it's very free range in between, you know, what you actually need to do. Just, you know, starting off with a Pokemon, and then, you know, you grow a great friendship together. You go out into the wild and collect more, and you wanted to evolve your Pokemon and get them stronger, and, you know, each gym leader you beat just was amazing. And then whenever you got up to the Elite Four, you know, they've just expanded on the franchise so much and added so much to it, and they've made something really amazing out of it. This is, I mean, this is my favorite region. I would agree that there are better games in the Pokemon series out there, but this is, to me, this is the one that started it off. I did go back eventually, and I, you know, got Fire Red, and I played through that. But this was the first one that I owned, first one that I played through, and I had an amazing time. I still own it, I think. I hope so. It should be around here somewhere. In my opinion, the greatest Nintendo soundtrack lies within the Pokemon series. And also, I think this is the greatest thing that they've come up with. I would put this above the Mario games for sure. Next game on the list, we've got Left 4 Dead 2. This game is probably the game that I have sunk the most hours of my life into. um, this was me and both of my brothers would play this game nonstop. I probably have well over 1,000 hours put into this game. I would have put Left 4 Dead 1 on here because I like Left 4 Dead 1 better than Left 4 Dead 2, but, you know, with the addition of putting all the Left 4 Dead 1 maps and characters in the Left 4 Dead 2 game, I had to agree that Left 4 Dead 2 is the better choice out of the two. This game never gets old to me. I used to love hopping in to a versus lobby with all my online friends and my two brothers and playing a full lobby of versus, one of the best online experiences ever. I recently got this game for the PC because I got a laptop not too long ago, which, you know, brought me back to the game. Being able to play it with mods, oh my god, changed it so much, made the game so much better. You know, it's already a perfect game. I didn't think that, you know, much more could be added, but being able to put your own things in there and change it up a little bit really does wonders for the game. And the online community, they are something. If you play Left 4 Dead 2 online, you know how they are. I didn't expect all that. That's not how I remembered the online community. And it's difficult. Me and Drew played a while back. I got him to get the game. We played a lot of verses, and we just got dominated every time. It was so difficult. Everybody on the game is a tryhard, and of course, everybody getting on your team sucks. And that's just kind of how it goes. And everybody's been wondering for a long time when number 3 is going to come out. I'm perfectly fine if it never does. It's not a game that really needs to be expanded upon at all. Plenty of games out there that run in the same style, with you going level to level. You know, the 4-player survival, just plowing through enemies. Great game. This is one of my comfort games. I'll come back to this game time and time again. I will probably never stop playing this game. Next up, number 6 on the list is Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, which is my favorite installment in the Legend of Zelda series. I know that is a very controversial statement. I feel like this is really one of the games in the series that people tend to look over and not really remember much about. To be fair, you know, there are some very strong competitors. It's weird. I would say that Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild are definitely better than this one, but to me, you know, this is just my personal favorite one. But I felt like this was the Zelda game that had the darkest tone to it, and one of the greatest stories. And, you know, the introduction of Midna, I think she's a great character. I love the art style with this game. I played this on GameCube, and it felt like they did so much. I haven't played this one since the GameCube, I don't think. Maybe I played a little bit, trying it out on the Wii with a GameCube controller, because they had that backwards compatibility thing. This is one that I really hope they do either like some kind of remaster for the Switch, or at least a port, since there's already an HD remaster. If they ported this to the Switch, I would buy it immediately. Oh, I actually thought about, before we started ClwnHaus, doing like finding some kind of emulator port of this game on the PC and playing through as a series. I don't know what it is with Nintendo, but they make some of the greatest soundtracks for games. Go through and look at all of their, like, everything they do, every game they release, the soundtracks are amazing. Next up on the list, we have Heavy Rain. This was another game that kind of played off of the butterfly effect. You played as 4 characters, and there was a lot more room for your characters to die. You know, playing through and trying to find out what happened to your son, or the boy, you know, as the other characters. This is one that I would really love to come back to and play. And now that I saw it's on Steam, 50% off, you know, But I kind of had like a cool idea for playing through this. I would want to play through with 3 other people, and we each get one of the characters, and we have to just see what we do with that character in the story, and try to get our characters just to survive. Next up on the list, yeah. Oh my God, this is so not straight at all. Next up on the list, we have Black Ops 2. This is very different than everything else on the list. I remember playing through Black Ops 1 at 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 launch. I think whenever it released, I think I got the game because at the time I was a really big fan of the Call of Duty series. You know, I'd played the Modern Warfare games. I'd played a few before that. Like I think I played 2 and 3. Um, but Black Ops specifically, I fell in love with the story on the first one. So I played the game mainly for the campaign, which not a lot of people do at all. They mainly play for the multiplayer aspect. But to me, campaign and zombies was where it was at. But really, what I didn't expect in this game was the multiplayer. This game had my favorite time online on any game ever was in this game, and had the best community ever. I played through with my brothers and my friends all the time. I've never spent more time in a multiplayer shooter than this one ever. I made so many online friends in this game, and there was just so much to love. They did so many things right with the multiplayer. Last game on the list right here, we have LA Noire. This game came totally out of nowhere. Coming from Rockstar, this is something that I did not expect at all. Because so far at this point, their games haven't been very story driven. This game also kind of falls in line with the butterfly effect in a way. You know, as you're interviewing certain suspects or people part of the crime in some way, you know, things that what you say to them changes how it's gonna end. But along with, you know, you being a cop and you know, the whole butterfly effect and investigating aspect of it, the story was amazing. They introduced like a lot of real life serial killers in this game, which I thought was awesome. And oh my God, just the theme and the whole setting of the game, you know, taking you back to the 40s, I think late 40s, I believe, maybe early 50s around that time. I think it kind of progresses through. This is a game that I think should be turned into a TV show, and if they did, I would 100% go and audition to play as Cole Phelps. I think we are finished here. This is my little 3x3 of our games. Quick little recap. We have Telltale's The Walking Dead, Mortal Kombat 4, Banjo Kazooie, Pokemon Leaf Green version, Left 4 Dead 2, The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, Heavy Rain, Black Ops 2, and LA Noire. Comment question of today. Go down below and list some of your favorite games. I would like to know what everybody watching is interested in. This list was crazy hard to make. I didn't think I'd have so much struggle having to pick these games, but I think I did it right. I'm gonna come across a game later that definitely should have taken a spot of one of these. There's just so much out there. There's so much that I've played. There's so much that I forgot about. I remembered half of these games, you know, just going through and looking at games online. Thanks so much for joining me today. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Like I said, comment your answers below. Go ahead, turn on that notification bell. We post Monday through Saturday, 6 days a week. So there's plenty of content for you to watch. Go check out everybody's videos for the week. Go check out our group video that we released on Monday. And I will see you guys next Wednesday.